The day the HOA showed up, the wind was barely moving and the lake looked like a sheet of glass stretching to the tree line. I was sitting on the edge of my dock, feet hanging just above the water, when I heard their footsteps crunch through the gravel. 3 of them, all dressed like they were about to shut down a crime scene instead of speaking to a man on his own land. They didn't bother with a greeting, they didn't ask a question. They went straight into telling me my dock violated their rules and had to be removed. Their tone was sharp, final, and full of authority they never earned. I listened without interrupting, watching the water ripple under the morning light, letting them finish every word of their rehearsed speech. When they finally paused, I stood up and looked at them with the calm that generations of my family taught me. My home isn't part of their community. My land existed long before their HOA claimed any power. And the lake they were pointing at wasn't theirs to control. I asked them how they figured they had any say over a dock built on property that predates their entire subdivision. They exchanged uncertain glances, suddenly unsure of themselves. They assumed everything that touched the water belonged to them. They never imagined someone else might hold something far greater than a simple piece of shoreline. I walked back to the old storage chest at the start of the dock and opened it. Inside were documents older than any of them, wrapped in careful layers to protect them from time. Deeds, maps, rights passed down the line from my great-grandfather, a man who understood land and water better than most. With quiet certainty, I unfolded the papers and let them see the truth. My family owns the water rights to every stream, river, and lake that flows through this county, not partial, not shared, complete. Permanent, these rights were signed, sealed, and never revoked. Everything their neighborhood depends on eventually passes through the waterways tied directly to my land. Their confidence cracked instantly. The HOA president tried to form a sentence but couldn't find the words. I didn't gloat. I didn't raise my voice. I simply explained that while I had always allowed open use of the water, their decision to confront me over my own dock changed the balance. They wanted control, they wanted power, but they had no idea the entire foundation of their community rested on rights they never possessed. I let them know calmly that their notice meant nothing. Their authority ended at their fence line, and my dock would remain exactly where it was. From that moment on, their meetings, their events, their lake policies, everything had to work around a truth they could no longer ignore. They walked away slower than they arrived, realizing they hadn't just challenged a homeowner. They had challenged the one person who controlled every drop their community relied on.